What is going on, guys? It is a yo boy, J Dog, and the crew, Kyle, Juice, episode 16, The Crew. J Dog and the crew. Sound... Sounds like a boy band, dude. What do you mean? Yeah. Let's go. We got this. We come back strong. 2024. I mean, wait, why are you guys muted? Hold on. Why aren't you coming through? Hold up. Keep talking.
No.
2024
There it
scuff.
is. There it is.
2024 scuffed.
Scuffed. Yeah. We were just talking about how we got demoted. We're the crew now.
Yeah.
Instead of J Dog, Kyle, and Juice, we're the crew. And also we're rebranding from a podcast into a K-pop boy group.
The boy band, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love it. Hold on. Let me get you guys a little viewage real quick, just in case you want to see that.
Oh, I can see.
Anyways, episode 16. What's going on, guys? I hope you had a great holidays. What'd you guys do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I did absolutely nothing, bro. My dad he came home right before Christmas.
Let's go.
For those of you that don't know, my dad's been going through a shit ton of medical shit. He had some near-death experiences back in September. And he's been dealing with complications ever since. He came home and then got fucking lifted from the house via an ambulance back to another hospital like 20 hours later.
Fuck.
And he's been in that hospital since, and he's okay. They fixed what was wrong with him, but he can't come back home. He's got to go to a rehab facility again, to a different one closer by. But so I spent most of my holidays in the hospital, which was exciting. We didn't really celebrate, but I played a lot of video games. I did a lot of drugs, and I spent time with people that I love and care about, and that's really at the core of it.
It's what the holidays are all about.
Yeah.
Bad circumstances aside. Jesus.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and take back my cheers. Was not aware of the roller coaster they had.
I saw that. I was like, just wait until the Bob.
I was like,
ready.
yeah. Ooh. Okay, never mind.
I looked over and I saw it. I'm like, you don't even know what's coming. Well, speaking of Juice, how was your holiday?
Dude, my holiday was chill because I kind of didn't do anything. I only had to buy gifts for my mom and my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to save some money this year. Usually my family, like with the way my family is set up, is, for Christmas, we spend time with the in-laws, or if you're dating someone, you go to their family event. So since I'm not dating anyone right now, I was like, oh, so that means I'm just chilling. Hey, so I was in Discord with Brandon, Apex, and whoever else is gaming. It was chill, bro. I loved it. Man.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
And New Year's was great too. I found out that I accepted an offer for another job, a better job than what I currently have. So I put in my little 2-week notice, like, all right, we out, and
Let's go.
Wednesday is my last day, so I can't wait. I can't wait.
You taking is it a pay increase? Give me the deets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Like pay increase. I'm working remote. Kind of have like my own schedule now. It's very. I mean, granted, it's gonna be a little bit more stressful, based on what I'm gonna be doing. But the flexibility within the schedule is where I'm like really excited. The company's based in Dallas, so I'll get to go to Texas like once a quarter. And if you guys know anything about me, I love barbecue.
Yeah,
Texas is the mecca for that. So I told them, I was like, whenever you guys need me to go to Texas, I'm there. Just let me know.
Hell yeah! What kind of work is it?
I'm gonna be an operations manager. for
Damn.
an access control startup company. We're basically like at the point of building this company from the ground up. So there is no defined role, right? That's why my title is operations manager. It's like whatever needs to get done, I'm just let me know, and I'm gonna figure it out somehow. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work, a lot of work.
Fuck yeah, you gotta get me hooked up. I'm looking for another job too. I just got
Oh yeah,
this motherfucker, this fucking I interviewed for a bank and they took, I swear to God, 3 hours of my time in 2 of 3 interviews just to shoot me a little email with 3 sentences saying, "Hey, we went with somebody else."
Oh my
mm,
god, dude.
mm-hmm,
I got that this weekend, and I'm like, you know what? I
mm-hmm.
got enough shit going on to deal with you fucking losers. You know what? And the thing is, though, is I probably wouldn't have passed the drug test anyway because it's a bank. But I had a plan. Okay, I'm not gonna go into details about the plan, but I had a plan and I was ready, and they didn't want me. So I need the hookup. I'll beg.
Word. He said I'll beg.
Yeah. Okay, enough about that. JD, how was yours?
Well, I spent inherently way too much money on gifts this
Yeah,
this year. It went from only a
man's got the
couple
Christmas
people
spirit.
were gonna get a. It went from 0 people were gonna get gifts to only a couple to more or less both of our immediate families got like a gift basket kind of thing.
Yeah,
Chowder went kind of ham on throwing a couple of things together, candy and all that. So it wasn't like everybody got their own specific thing. Everybody just kind of got a little gift basket here and there, one present, whatever. So it was
that's
cool.
cute.
Um, everybody got a little something, but definitely wasn't fucking cheap. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah,
I
but
yeah.
that's cute though. It sounds like fun putting them together too. It's the experience in that case, I think.
Oh yeah, it was great. We went to my dad's in California and we basically just like did all that for the first couple of days and put him under the tree. Everybody liked him. I went to go see her family. Um, kind of hung out with my mom. Kind of hung out with her mom. Uh, usually they get Christmas Eve, but both of them were busy, so I was like,
Mhm.
neither of us have a problem with it. So like,
Yeah.
um,
there's levels to this.
yeah,
There's levels to this.
we're not getting into that today.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah, you know.
um, got to drive my dad's car,
Oh shit.
Oof. Not just any car.
not
Yeah,
just
what
any
kind of
car.
car is it?
He's got a Maserati now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shit, maybe I
Yeah.
need to hit your dad up for a job. Speaking of, fuck.
bro, he does.
Pops his money bags.
He does business to business semiconductor sales, and
Oh
I don't know.
damn, that's cash, man.
Yeah, he makes a bank off that. Like
Oh my
he's
god.
talking to the Googles, the Facebooks, the Apples of the industry. Like he's up there, and it was just
Your
like,
dad's the monopoly man, man.
dude, he's been going through cars the last 5 years like it's fucking
Yeah.
AMD,
God
and
damn, man.
Yeah,
I
bro.
wish. I wish.
I think he got it 2022, and I didn't get to drive it the last time I was up there, so I sort of like pestered him to drive it this time.
You gonna let me
and
drive it now?
and he's been out for a month because he just got knee surgery, so he hasn't been able to drive it either. So it's like, hey, you want to go take a ride? I'm like,
Well, Dad, you know
the
the car needs to be run at least once a month to make sure
yeah,
that it stays up in tip top shape. I mean,
right.
I'd be willing to go out and do it for you. I mean, it'd pain me, but
So
It
there's
pained me.
yeah.
so yeah, dude. There's these back roads,
Oh, you
where
took
his
that
house.
shit in the back roads. That's
Oh my
classic.
god, dude! Fucking, it's got it's like a perfect track kind of get up with semi potholes every now and then. Not maintenance, but whatever.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So, dude, the amount of
Damn.
speed in that thing, I hit like 170 or not 170, 150 before I even like blinked, bro.
Oh
It
my
was
god!
That,
And then
that
you hit a
motherfucker's
pot.
bad.
You hit a pothole and then you flip. You literally flip the
yeah,
whole car
right.
3 times.
Bro, it was definitely a highlight. But I mean, it was Christmas was fine. Um, I just figured out that my godparents and their family were actually planning on going to the 49er game for
Oh,
Christmas. No, instead they said it was too expensive. So
oh,
my godfather pestered my dad like, "Can we watch the game on Christmas? Can we have dinner early?" Blah 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 blah. And then 5 o'clock comes around, they're all sitting on the couch like going fucking ham, sports fans. Like, y'all know this is Christmas, right? Like,
Bro,
it's nuts. As I've
sports on
never.
Christmas is the thing, dog.
it is
Uh,
a thing, dude. We watched the football game on Christmas in the hospital on. I think it was on Nickelodeon.
oh,
Yeah.
the yeah, that Nick thing.
Yeah, they had a fat CGI Santa out there dancing. They were sliming people. It was awesome.
Funny as shit. Anyways, 2023 was a great year. Um,
It was. Yeah, I would say so.
it was better than most for sure. Where I think we're finally getting to, I don't want to say normality of video games not releasing like shit, but it's it's starting to get there.
Yeah, let's clarify
Starting.
first of all, 2023 was a great year for games. I think
Yes.
2023 was a fucking flaming piece of dog shit as far
For
as like an
games.
overall year for the world. But for games, yeah, I think 2023 might be, and this might be controversial, and not everyone might agree with it, but I think 2023 might be the best year gaming's ever had.
Interesting.
I could kind of
I
get on
think
that
so.
train. It's
I
it's
think
been
so.
it's been a while and my memory is shit, so I'm prone to believe
Yeah, and it's
that.
like I
I'm
know that there
listening.
have been amazing games that have released in the years leading up to 2023, obviously,
Of
but the
course.
sheer amount of phenomenal games that we got this year, I mean,
We got some good games.
we haven't seen a year anywhere close to 2023 in like a decade, man. Like
True.
it's
Shit, longer than a decade.
yeah, even if it's not the best, it deserves to be in the conversation. But I can't off the top of my head think of a year that I think was better for games. Now,
Mhm.
I'd like to preface that and the whole entire episode we're doing by also saying that 2023 was a great year for games and an awful year for game developers. What a
Yes.
terrible, terrible year for the industry itself. My heart goes out to everyone that got laid off, that got, fired, that lost their jobs and lost, benefits, pensions, all that different stuff. Because some rich fucking loser or some rich board of old white people decided that they needed to, raise profit margins by an extra 30% and they didn't hit it and they got mad. It's
Yeah.
an awful, awful year. And I hope the games industry takes steps to fix that by unionizing or something else. But we'd be remiss if we didn't at least mention how terrible it was for so many people that went on to make so many things that we loved last year.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Don't forget it was also a terrible year for Activision. Right? Because
No, yeah, they can. Well,
they
they're
dropped the ball on one of the most anticipated updates for well, I guess you could say Blizzard. We'll say for Overwatch, and
Yep.
pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
dude.
Like a lot of people. I mean, so yeah,
So it actually came out the other day, right after Bobby Kotick left because they got picked up by Xbox, which I think was kind of their saving grace, because
sure.
Activision Blizzard's been on the downslide for a while. Um, it came out that he is almost single-handedly responsible for the flunked launch of Overwatch 2 because he kept blaming the team behind Overwatch and Overwatch 2 for a lot of problems in the company, and he made them change a bunch of stuff. And he, at the very least, is one of the only reasons why the single player content didn't come out for Overwatch 2. He's also, I'm sure, behind the reason why Overwatch 2 even exists instead of just being a content update to Overwatch 1. So hopefully we'll see like a better Overwatch in time now that he's gone. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he
Well,
definitely had a lot to say about how it went poorly.
I
they
think
already
it's a
announced their revamp to ranked for season 9,
Oh,
which
really?
already has people fans like going crazy, which I would agree with. They're basically they're going back to the SR system next year in the
thank
next
God.
season.
Oh, dope. That's
So yeah,
awesome.
no more win 5 in order to get a rank up,
Thank
which
fuck, man. That system's in
huge
League and it
news.
sucks.
I think
Yeah.
Blizzard's definitely in better hands now with kind of like a more directional aspect coming from Microsoft now. Like I was weary of it in the first of the year, but I think Microsoft's going to steer them in the right direction.
Phil Ivy's kind of like leading that pack, right?
I think so, yeah.
Who is? Or
Phil
what is?
Ivy,
Oh,
the
It's
president of Xbox or something like
it's
that.
yeah.
yeah. It's going to be interesting to see where Blizzard ends up in the next couple years for sure, but I think the Microsoft merge is going to be for the better finally.
Yeah, and I mean, we had a lot of stuff happen in 2023, and I just to go off some of the big ones, I pulled up this Game Informer article. I'm gonna post it in chat so everyone can follow along if they want. I mean, just to go through some of the shit that happened last year. I mean, some big stuff happened. Naughty Dog canceled the Last of Us multiplayer game. That was big. That just happened.
Yep.
We got a bunch of huge video game adaptations in the film world that were just phenomenal, and in TV. You know, the Mario movie did really well. The Last of Us, I think, was a contender for the best TV show last year.
This is really fucking good.
Mhm.
Yep. Apparently that Gran Turismo movie was really good, and I need to watch that.
Okay.
I finally watched it over Christmas break. It's so good.
Is it?
It's really good.
Man,
the the only downside is it just reminds me of how many fucking gaming tournaments I've lost throughout my
I said, that could have been me.
That could have been me. Dog.
Oh shit. Well, we got Grand Theft Auto 6 reveal. We got some of the biggest leaks in gaming history across Rockstar, recently Insomniac. That sucked too for game devs, speaking of. I mean,
whole
Baldur's
Unity
Gate 3
thing.
took over the world.
Yep.
What were you saying, JD?
The whole Unity thing.
Oh, yep. Unity went crazy and almost self-imploded. The voice of Mario changed for the first time in like 25 years. E3 officially died. I mean, we just
So
talked
weird to
about
say.
yeah, isn't it? It hurts my heart. It really
Yeah.
hurts my heart. Microsoft picked up Activision. We just talked about that. Hopefully it's a turnaround for them. I mean, it was a big year, man. An absolutely massive year. Oh, Redfall came out. That's gotta come up at least once an episode, I think. I mean,
Bro,
shit.
what about
yeah.
was it the day before?
Oh
Oh,
God. Yes.
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh man. That
Oh,
yikes.
shit.
Oh man.
Just yeah, that's so
This
bad.
is- I had such
Yeah.
high hopes for that. I really did.
Yeah.
It's,
We
I lost all
also,
hope
you
for
know,
gaming.
they didn't make Anthem 2, and I'm mad about that. Every year that passes where they don't do that, I'm mad about.
Anthem is a game that I'm so
Yep,
it was so
Destiny
good,
2's
man.
Lightfall came out, and that sucked eggs.
Yep.
Was that
It's fucking
is
awful.
that even considered an expansion at this point?
It's well, listen, it's like if you took Bungie's like D team and decided to bring on some interns, which is basically just the team of homeless people you found shooting up crack outside the Taco Bell, and you said, "Hey, you know what? Pad up some time while we work on the thing that's actually going to be good." That's what Lightfall was.
Here's some basic
that's
coding
disrespectful.
classes.
That's disrespectful. I don't mean that. That's I'm sorry. I'm sure people worked very hard on Lightfall, and I'm sure that it was a labor of love, but it missed the mark. It missed the mark massively, and it's led to, speaking of layoffs, massive layoffs within Bungie. And did that happen this year where Sony picked up Bungie? Or was that 2022?
No, I think that was beginning of this year, right?
It was closed on July 15, 2022. Okay, but we really didn't even see the real payoff of that until this year. And they apparently in a huge bid to try to stop from getting their board of directors plunged out, like flushed down the toilet, they laid off over 100 different people, or they laid off hundreds of people, I think.
Yeah.
And they said that it's a lever that they would pull again if they needed to. So
I mean, yeah, 100%.
yeah,
It's a
I don't.
business.
Yeah, I guess, man, but damn,
I
it's
mean, if
crazy.
Listen, it's a cold truth, but it is still the truth, man. A business has to do what's best for them. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, and that's in that type of way, and that's why I always tell people don't feel bad about leaving your company, because I'm telling you, your company will leave you if they need to.
100%. But well, the thing is though, is a lot of times that we're seeing these layoffs in the gaming industry, like I feel like a lot of them aren't necessary. The reason that they went through and did layoffs at Bungie most recently is because to get into more of it real quick, because this isn't the episode, but they there's a clause in their contract with Sony after Sony purchased them that said if you miss your revenue target by a certain amount, then we have the right to push a button and essentially just empty out your whole board of directors and then put our own people in there. And so if you take that to mean that they have good profit margins, they have good projections, then I agree. You have to go in and you have to do something to save the company. And sometimes layoffs, need to happen in order to save the company, to save the product. But in this case, it also came out that they missed their profit margin by 45%.
oh,
And despite that, it came out that it was one of the highest grossing games on all of Steam this year, judging by just like microtransactions, purchasing the base game in X Packs. It made more than 99% of games on game marketplaces. And on top of that, they it's pretty common knowledge that Pete Parsons, who runs Bungie, who is part of that board and who pulled that lever to lay those people off, he is part of the reason why Bungie is so bad now. He has a pretty lengthy track record in the industry of being awful to people, of ruining teams, of ruining products. And the running theory is that here it wasn't a case to save the company, because some people think that if they had allowed Sony to empty their board and place their own people in, then we might have saved the video game. Like we're at a point where you almost can't do any worse. And that's totally like an executive thing,
Yeah.
and so it's really what people think happened is they pulled the trigger to save their own asses, and they said, you know what, we're going to lay off hundreds of people just so that we don't lose our jobs, so we can continue making money and ruining this game.
Sounds about right.
And I feel like we're getting a lot of that in the gaming industry, and we're probably going to see more of it this year, sadly. And there was a shit ton of it last year. It's just, people are gouging profits like crazy, and they're pushing the limits to see how much they can pull out of people's pockets. I mean, Apex Legends just announced a Final Fantasy event that's happening next week, or this week, I guess it's Sunday, where they raised the price of all of the loot boxes in their collection event from 700 to 1,000. So now to get the item from the collection event, it's going to cost you like almost $400. It's absurd. And it's like instead of fixing ranked, instead of fixing like frame rates on console to give people 120 FPS, instead of fixing like aim assist and SBMM and all this other shit, they're like, actually, what if we double the cost of our collection events and make it so that the people that want to support us and get the cool cosmetics that other people can't even see, by the way, we're just going to double the prices. No big deal.
Well, I think
But you want this?
I think that some of that comes from the fact that a bunch of pro teams dropped out of ALGS this year too. I think.
Yep, I heard that. And also, I mean, it's a Square Enix collab. I'm sure they
Nick
have
Merckx
to pay
wasn't
the
invited.
licensing. Yeah,
Don't forget that part. Don't forget that part. He wasn't invited.
He tried blaming the LGBTQ community for that. Did you see that?
Wait,
yeah,
really?
I saw that shit.
Yeah, he made a
Wow.
clip. He was talking. He's like, man, it's just that I don't know, cancel culture, some dumb shit. He's a fucking idiot. But Yeah, it's dumb, man. It's corporate greed, and it's fucking it's infesting the industry little by little, and we're seeing once prestigious companies and studios getting taken over, not because the devs care any less. In fact, I think devs are probably the most skilled and the most full of love and compassion for these projects that they ever have been. Because we've seen this year, despite all that's wrong, so many phenomenal games, expansions, events. I mean, there is so much love for this industry. And yet, look at what's happened.
Everybody just
Yeah.
gets shit on.
So
I
I mean,
mean,
it's a complicated year, but again, for the games themselves, I think it's maybe the best year we've ever seen.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
let's start listing those high points from us, because well, it's gonna be a hard year to compete with. It really is.
Yep.
Um, I mean, of course, we had launches like Last Survivor, Jedi Last Survivor, like decent game, but god forsaken awful launch.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You know, even Hogwarts had issues when it first dropped, right?
yeah.
Yep.
It did. Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Um,
like there a lot of good games have come out, but not without their launch issues,
sure.
which still needs to be worked through at some point. But who knows what 2024 is going to bring?
Yeah. Well, speaking of these wonderful games that came out this year, let's get into it, boys. What are your game of the year nominees? What are you feeling? What was your favorite? What was your favorite title or titles that came out over 2023 that just really, touched you in a special kind of way?
Who wants to start it off?
I feel like you guys are gonna have much better answers than me because you guys like this year was a really good year for RPGs, and I didn't get too involved in that area. I was definitely more of a fuck boy when it comes to video games this year. So I will say this. Um, I enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy. Obviously, wish it would have been multiplayer. Multiplayer would have been fucking amazing. They did give us the little Quidditch expansion.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was cool. Definitely very team based.
Wait,
So if
did
you
that
don't have
actually come
teammates,
out?
uh, I don't. I don't know if it actually came out or if they were there. It was if it was just a test. I can't remember at this point. But I did play it though, and
Oh,
it wasn't bad.
I didn't even know they had a playable version.
Yeah,
Shit.
absolutely. Um, and then I mean, I realized that the story itself was pretty bad, but Starfield's gameplay was like fucking amazing. Like I was having a great time playing Starfield. Storyline trash.
Yep.
Not gonna fight that. Pretty bad. But man, like just I don't know. Everything that I was expecting from Starfield, I feel like I got from a gameplay perspective. So those are probably the two games that I like really enjoyed playing this year. Um, just started playing Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is a lot of fun as well. Storyline definitely better in that compared to Starfield. Although I feel like anything would be at this point. But yeah, I'd have to say it's overall I'm probably leaning more towards Starfield just because the gameplay was just that damn good. But
Damn.
those
Okay.
those three
Okay.
those three
I'll be
games.
honest. I think you are out of every person. Well, okay. So if we're just taking into account games media, and we're taking into account like journalists and award shows, I think this might be the only show I've ever seen where a Game of the Year award was handed to Starfield.
Yes, I would have to agree with you. I'd have
So
to agree with
I
you.
mean, shit, we might as well ship them a certificate so they can put it up on the wall because they need some shit to fill up that space.
I would have to agree with you on that one. And honestly, I felt a little weird saying it myself, but yeah, I mean, the game's yeah, it was fun. It's fun as fuck playing that game. Honestly, I
I
really
think
enjoyed
it's got a good foundation. I just I got bored, man. I got bored. And I thought at first it was just me, but then even the modding community was like, this game is so fucking boring, we don't even want to fix it. And so they decided not to mod it and they went back to modding their other games.
100%.
Yeah, like the team
That
that
was
did like
hilarious.
Skyrim and Fallout together, the multiplayer mods, they started working on it. And it was so funny because I was in their Discord and they sent a message in the Discord saying, hey, Like, this shit is too fucking boring. And it like actually almost exactly what they said. They were like, why the fuck would I work on this game when it's this boring? I'm not working on it anymore. And then they said, here's the code. If anyone else wants to finish it, I'm not bothering. And
And
the whole
just
team
did.
just up and left. It was crazy.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Damn, they went that hard on it.
Yeah.
Holy
I
shit.
remember I was actually kind of laughing. I was like, fuck, they had no reason to be that mean about it, but they did.
Yeah, they did. I mean, it's what you expect
Yeah.
in gaming today. And of course, you know, if one person with a little bit of clout has an opinion, everyone else falls in line, whether they agree or not.
Yep.
They just don't want to get ousted. So, you know, they're gonna, you know, get on their knees and go ahead and do what they have to do to agree essentially with the masses.
It's
Um
definitely a
and
weird time for blind follow culture. That's for sure.
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's sometimes it's best to play some of these games without looking at reviews and just kind
Oh,
of like seeing how you
100%.
feel about it.
Yep.
And then after you're done playing it, then you can, all right, now let's see what others said about it.
I haven't played a game based off reviews in probably at least the last decade.
Yeah, dude. Well, the
At
thing is though
least.
is reviews are getting harder to follow now because it almost seems like some reviewers are skewing their reviews to win favor of big dev companies. Like
Oh,
Starfield
100%.
came out to almost universal acclaim. It had so many 10 out of 10 reviews. And then the game dropped and the general player base was like, this is maybe a 7 out of 10. They're like, on a good day, if you're playing the right portion of the game, it's a 7 out of 10. And
Well,
it's I don't know, man. Like, we had a lot of shit where reviews came out and the game dropped and they just didn't line up.
I think a lot of that is, yeah, it seems like they're trying to get favor from the devs, but on the
So
other
they send them their
hand,
next game.
that too. And then on the other hand, most of those are article based. So it's like click, 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 click. And then you just sell off advertisements for your ad space. So the more people
Yep.
that click on the thing saying, oh, this is a 10 out of 10 game, let me read the review. You know, nobody's going to read the review of a, 5 out of 10 game. So,
Of course not.
that's their
Yeah.
money right there. So I don't give a fuck.
Yep. Yeah, well, and I mean, it's kind of a weird thing to do because if you constantly leave bad reviews of games, like I wouldn't put it past Bethesda to be like, well, they didn't like Fallout 4, they hated Starfield, they made fun of us for releasing Skyrim 17 times. They're not getting a copy of Elder Scrolls 6 because
Yeah,
what good would
right?
it do us? And there's nothing that they can do about it. Like, it's you kind of have to play the game a little bit, but also it totally ruins journalistic integrity, which is super bizarre. But anyway, speaking of journalistic integrity, Starfield, congrats on your Game of the Year award.
Yeah.
Anyway, I played a lot of games this year, and I played a lot of games I loved. I played a couple games I hated. My overall favorite game, not just of 2023, but of all time now, is Final Fantasy 16.
Okay.
I am a huge Final Fantasy fan. I eat that JRPG shit up. And I played Final Fantasy 16 and it just sang to me. Every single thing about it sang. The action combat it's full of depth, despite what people on the internet would say, because they're just wrong, because they love hating on video games that make no sense, like Juice was saying. But that's also like Final Fantasy has a problem very akin to Call of Duty, where everyone hates the new game when it comes out, and then when the next one comes out, they go back and they say, well, actually the last one was fire, and this one sucks.
Yeah.
And so that happens with Final Fantasy. But Final Fantasy 16 is absolutely phenomenal. It has some of the greatest boss battles I have ever seen in my entire life. They enact a sense of scale that you don't see very often in video games, and they incorporate it into those fights. Like, there's a time where you fight a giant called Titan, and this giant is like taller than mountains, and you run up his arms and shit. I mean, it's like some God of War stuff almost.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just so unapologetically like anime and off the walls, and it's just It's fucking amazing, and the voice performances are on point. I don't think there was a single actor in that game that I thought did a bad job. The story was really solid, I think, and it was done well. It was a love letter to old Final Fantasy games. It was absolutely gorgeous, and on top of that, it released. It helps that it was a PS5 exclusive, but it released with almost no problems. It was just a solid game from the start. And then it got a $10 DLC that was better than 90% of the DLC coming out for these games that cost like 30 or 40 bucks. I got more enjoyment out of that $10 DLC than I did out of the entirety of Lightfall and Destiny 2. Like $10.
Yeah.
Exactly. There is some Shadow of the
Life was like
Colossus
40,
DNA.
right?
What's that?
Life was like 40, right?
Well, yeah, unless you want the annual edition, then it's 100.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, because you gotta buy
it's
all the
nuts,
seasons
dude.
and all the extra shit. Well, actually, I can check right now. Let me double check. Lightfall. Let's see. But anyway, Final Fantasy, it was 50. It was 50 this year. I think it was 40 the years prior, and then they raised it to 50 this year. And then the annual pass with it is another 50. I think it's 60 on its own, but you save money. So it's $100. It's a lot of shit, man.
You said
Damn.
the fact that you use the word "save money" in that explanation just blows my fucking mind,
What-
Exactly right.
Girl
Save
math
money
over
on
here.
pixels. Yeah.
bro.
Some shit that don't exist. Yeah.
They're thieves.
Yeah,
They're
man.
thieves.
I mean, yeah, it's
I'm
rough,
telling,
but
it's worse than the pre-order era, dude. I'm telling you.
it's getting worse, man. And apparently, some leaked. I think it was Sony. Some leaked Sony documents came out this year and said that they want to start raising the price to $100 for their AAA games.
Huh?
Yep, just base. They went up to 70, and now they want to do 100.
No.
Well, guys, I'm gonna be 100% DJ for now on.
Yeah, boys. I know we're doing.
I no longer play video games.
I guess we're gonna go outside.
And
Yeah, we're going outside, 100%.
This
Going
is gonna
outside.
become a barbecuing podcast. We're gonna barbecue while we
Yeah.
podcast, and I
Yep.
hope you enjoy.
I'm there. I'm all for it.
Yep.
Yep. We
God bless.
got ribs coming up.
But anyway, to talk about my other runner-ups, so Final Fantasy 16, obviously my winner, and it's really not close, despite how many phenomenal games were out there. The only game that did come close is Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is not normally my kind of game, I'll be honest. I like turn-based games, I like RPGs, but I've played CRPGs before, and they're just a lot for me. I usually don't really get into them. I really desperately tried to get into Divinity Original Sin 2, and I just couldn't. Something about Baldur's Gate 3 and the freedom it grants you just absolutely fucking enamored me. I was in love with it. It's a full game too. There's no DLC, there's mod support. It's made by a company that's not like a huge company. It's a fucking miracle that it came out as wonderful as it did. It's a masterpiece. And I'm not mad that it won Game of the Year because I think it deserves it, even if I think the Final Fantasy 16 in my mind would have won it. I recognize that it's not like Game of the Year for most people because it's a taste thing. Hogwarts Legacy came out this year and it was really solid. I know that we talked a little bit before about how it was it was marred by controversy. I think if you can disconnect that game from the person that made the IP, you will go in and you will have a great time. It's a good game. Resident Evil 4 remake came out. Dead Space remake came out. It was a great year for remakes. Just absolutely phenomenal stuff. I enjoyed both of those quite a lot. And you mentioned Jedi Survivor earlier. That was fire once it finally worked. Oh, Tears of the Kingdom. You can't go wrong with Tears of the Kingdom. What a phenomenal game. It's just so good, man. I think those are my winners this year.
I don't know why. I really wanted to get into like the past two Zelda games, but I don't know why it never clicked.
It's a whole thing in itself, man. It's
I put
a lot.
Solid maybe 8 to 10 hours into Breath of the Wild, and I was just like, I can't continue this. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I think it's a great game, like production wise, gameplay wise. I'm just not. It's
You
just
gotta
not
be in a
clicking.
mood for it if you're anything like me.
Yeah, that makes
Oh,
sense.
I did forget two though. I want to toss out. I sunk an absurd amount of time also into Remnant 2 and Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. Got to mention those. I
Oh
think
yeah.
Phantom Liberty is
Cyberpunk.
one of the only DLC packs in the last couple years that I think could have stood on its own for a Game of the Year nomination. I think
Hmm.
it was that good.
Forgot about Cyberpunk.
Oh, and then fucking I keep remembering shit. Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
Yep.
Fucking phenomenal shit, man. Spider-Man 2 was really good. Alan Wake
yeah,
2.
it's true.
Damn, man. Damn. Anyway,
Yeah.
There's a
JD,
lot.
what was your game of the year? It was the day before, right?
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. The fucking like 5 hours I got to play it, greatest game ever, dude. Yeah. If anything, this game of the year awards just made me realize how many new games I didn't get to fucking touch whatsoever. So of course, my list is going to be a little biased because, again, I didn't get to play a lot of the titles, but I do think that some of the games would be giant contenders. Like, I didn't get to play Spider Man. I think that
Yep.
would be on the top of my list if I got to play that.
Yeah,
Um,
fair enough.
I never ended up playing Remnant. I'm sure that would be on the top if I got to play that as well.
Yep.
I'm sure I'll get on that eventually. But as far as my list of shit I did get to play, it's got to be between Hogwarts Legacy, Jedi Survivor, and of course Baldur's Gate 3. Um, I was the only reason I'd say that Jedi Survivor didn't make it top for me is because I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. It felt the whole storyline just kind of felt drawn out after a while.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think we talked about this on an earlier episode, or maybe I talked about it with somebody else. But I played most of that game through Grandmaster. Like I played all of the first one, Grandmaster. Probably beat it in like 7, 8 hours. I don't know how the fuck I did that. And then I played probably like 85% of the game Grandmaster on Jedi Survivor, and then I was just like, this shit's so boring, and I'm not even close to the end of the game, so I just threw it down to story mode, fucking
Yeah.
just slashing through shit just so I could finish the goddamn game. So it was like
Mm,
it was just way too drawn out for me. So I think game of the year for me would have to be Baldur's Gate 3, 100%. It's
That's
just
respectable.
had so much replayability. I haven't seen a CRPG that I've enjoyed so much. I actually got into the story, which is very rare for me. Um, and I had a great time. I had so many fucking load saves, so many people I played with, and I never got bored. Like I'm probably played through the first act like 20 plus times, and I was like just finding new things every time, and there's always something to do. I think it was a great title. They knocked it out of the park. They always kept up with it. Like, what was their first patch was fixing like 1,000 plus bugs, dude. Like, they just
ooh,
hats off to Larian Studios for
Yeah,
Baldur's
dude.
Gate 3,
And
100%.
then they had another one with like a bunch right after that. It's
Yeah,
crazy how hard they worked to fix that game up.
yeah. They like it. It's just it never stopped, and I'm glad I got to play it. I'm glad I got to try it. If you guys haven't tried it and you do like any sort of D&D RPG stuff, you should definitely check it out.
Hell yeah. Okay. So we've talked about games of the year. We've talked about games that came out in 2023, good and bad. Now, I would like you two first before me because my list is huge. What would you
Hmm.
like to see or what are you excited to see in 2024 in gaming?
All right,
What do you want to see? What are you looking at?
here we go. I've heard the rumors about
Are you talking Call of
a
Duty?
Call of Duty. Well, about that as well. Two things. So I heard rumors about a Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater
Oh,
remastered.
Yeah, so it's a
game.
remake. There's
Yeah.
a trailer and everything. It looks great.
That would be amazing because I mean, for those who have played, the old school Metal Gear Solids, like their only negative is the controls. So
Yep.
if they can, they can remake it and figure out the controls, make them a little more modern, a little more fluid. Whoo! Yeah, it's gonna be problems for me. And then of course I hear that another rumor that Call of Duty 2025 is gonna be Black Ops 2 remastered.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be
So
interesting.
that's a problem in itself. You guys are never going to hear from me again if that happens. So
So
yeah.
I've heard rumors that the Call of Duty we are getting this year is going to be a sequel to Black Ops 2, like an actual direct sequel that's going to take the place of Black Ops
Oh,
3.
yeah, word. Because Black Ops 3 was not a sequel to Black Ops 2,
Yeah.
like
So I think that
at fucking all.
that's what I heard, and then I heard that they're going to do something similar where they're going to bring in Black Ops 2 content to it for 2025 and build on it like they did with Modern Warfare 3 this year.
Hmm.
So I think that could be really cool. But I will say if they make a sequel to Black Ops 2 and it sucks, I'll never forgive them.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Titanfall 3, please.
Yeah, I fucking hope.
Imagine
I hope. I
Titan.
mean, they've been updating Titanfall 2 like crazy, man. They got to be doing something. Got to be doing something. Was that it, Juice? You got anything more?
I can't think of anything else at the moment. I know GTA 6 is
Oh
supposed to be
yeah.
2025, so we'll just hold off on talking about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit coming. I got some lists pulled up so I can remember because I would not be able to pull them
Yeah.
up on my own.
Titanfall 3 is gonna drop with Half-Life 3.
Oh Jesus.
Listen, don't get me so excited. I would love to see a Half-Life Alex too. I mean,
Ooh,
I mean
yeah,
that
dude.
was my game of the year when whatever was 2021, I think it was. Uh, so I mean, if they got something like that in the works, I'm all about it.
It kills me that Alex is like still maybe like the best VR game ever made. Just like in
Man,
terms of like technical ability, and I mean
yeah,
it was a good game.
I felt it. I felt so immersed.
Yeah.
I felt so. I've never felt more immersed in a VR game.
It's good shit, man. I need to actually try it now that they've got like now the Airlink works better on the Quest and shit like that, but
Yeah.
eventually. Okay, JD, what are you looking forward to?
It's odd. Like
I,
I, I
I think
didn't
it's weird to start that off with it's odd.
I
I'm scared.
so I didn't play a lot of new games in 2023, and I don't think that I'm well versed in things that are coming out this year. Um, it's in my mind, it's been a mix of hey, we have a release date to hey, maybe quarter 3, hey, maybe we'll release it this time. So it's kind of like up. A lot of it's just up in the air. I don't know if Skull and Bones is supposed to come out this year, but
Yep, that's this
that
year.
that might be interesting. I got
Did
to
you play
play.
the beta?
I did a
Oh, there
little
you go.
bit. Um, I was kind of surprised at how solo like solo ship driving it was, and not more like a Sea of Thieves experience. So that was a little
Yeah.
different. It kind of at the end of the day, it just feels like a World of Warships kind of thing in a
Yeah.
in a Unity or Ubisoft environment. Um, but it seems decent for people who kind of like those kind of like World of Warships and pirate kind of games. There's no swashbuckling or anything, which is kind of sad, but it's just pirate ship beef, pirate ship combat. So I
I
mean,
I really wanted to be able to get off the fucking ship and pull out a fucking flintlock pistol and shoot some guy in the face on an island over some buried treasure. That's all I
mm-hmm,
want. I wanted to be able to go looking for treasure and uncovering myths and singing sea shanties with my boys while we're marching through an uncharted island, but we don't get any of that. You get
yeah,
a fucking shitty MMO where you pull up in a ship next to resources and hold a button to gather them and then shoot at people a million times to kill it.
It,
It's heartless. I hate it.
Yeah.
I expected so much better from it. I have been playing the Once Human beta.
Yep.
That shit looks good.
They say that's supposed to release this September. So it like
It's very rough around the edges.
yeah, my aspirations are there. It's pretty much everything that a day before should have been, but it's all based around a leveling and gear system, which I think is going to be really weird for not only a survival gameplay element, but also a PvP environment, which
Yeah.
is most of the reason why I would want to play that game is for PvP and the survival element, thinking it would be more like Rust. But again, with a gear based system, it's just so hard to knock that shit down. Like,
Yep.
just look at the division, how that PvP turned out. So I'm wary on that. Other than that, I'm not well versed on what's coming out this year. I can't say I'm like super excited for anything.
Well, I'm gonna jiggle your brain a little bit because I got a lot of shit.
All right.
I got a lot of shit coming out.
Lay it on me, dog.
Okay, let's do it. First of all, right off the rip, baby, we got Persona 3 Reload coming. That's gonna be fire.
Oh,
it's
yeah?
amazing.
Okay.
It's gonna be absolutely fucking phenomenal. If you're a Persona fan at all, if you're not, you're gonna love it no matter what. It's great shit. We got Grand Blue Fantasy coming. That's gonna be cool. That's it's like a co-op anime hack and slash game where it's almost like it's got a little bit of Monster Hunter DNA in it, but it's also kind of like a like a classic Tales game, I think.
Okay.
We got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming, which is the second part to the Final Fantasy VII remake series, which is going to be absolutely fucking huge. We've got Banisher's Ghost of New Eden looks kind of cool. That's by Don't Nod, the people that made Life is Strange.
Okay.
They're doing oh man, what else? Dragon's Dogma 2 is supposed to come out this year in
Ooh,
March.
okay.
That's gonna be fucking massive. Another Japanese game, Ayuden Chronicles, coming out, 100 Heroes. People probably don't care too much about that, but I'm a weeb, so I gotta toss it in there. Final Shape is coming out in June. It was supposed to come out in February, but they, Bungie, we've talked about that. I'm not gonna kick them while they're down.
What's that one?
Black.
I will.
Yeah, you gonna kick them? Final Shape's coming out, and that's gonna close off the Light and Darkness saga, and that should be really cool. Hopefully, if they fuck that up, I'll never give them another dime. Dawn Trail, exactly. This guy likes Final Fantasy 14 as well as Rice. Let's go. I think I'm gonna play some 14 after we finish this podcast up. I watched the Fan Fest the other night, and that looks dope. Black Myth Wukong's coming.
Okay.
That's a big one. Let's see what else. Arc 2. Obsidian is dropping Avowed, which is gonna be really fucking dope. I think I'm really excited for Avowed. Blue Protocol is an anime MMO coming out. I got to play a little bit on the Japanese servers, and it was fun. It was a little rough on launch, but I think they're fixing it up and they're making it better for sure. Oh man, what else is coming out this year? The Elden Ring DLC is coming out, Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Is Enshrouded supposed to come out this year?
I was also gonna say Enshrouded, I think, is coming this year as well.
That'd be
Hades
interesting.
2 is this year.
Oh, is it this year officially?
Yes.
Fuck
apparently.
yeah, dude.
Hyperlight Breakers coming out. There's a new Kingdom Hearts spin-off called Missing Link that's supposed to drop this year. Metaphor Refantasio is another brand new IP from the guys that made Persona over at Atlas. Multiversus is dropping this year. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is getting its
Damn.
whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's not a remake, but it's like a, I don't know, updated visuals and shit, remaster.
A lot happening.
Oh, and
Yeah,
Shrouded is
and
this month.
that's not even all of it. I had another one on my brain just now. Oh, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League's coming out. Tekken 8, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Um, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. We're supposed to get that
Ooh.
that Star Wars game about the Outlaws
Oh, the
late this year.
Outlaws.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's coming late this year apparently. Stellar Blade's coming.
I
Oh
don't
my
know
god,
how
man.
I feel about Ubisoft doing a Star Wars game.
Yeah. Well, the thing is
Yeah.
it's one of their studios that usually does pretty good work if I'm right. So, I
I,
don't know.
I mean,
We'll
I'm probably
see.
gonna check it out either way, but like
Oh, I'll 100% be there.
dude, my expectation levels for everything is just kind of like, it's another game.
Yeah.
I guess I'll check it out.
Yeah. Oh, Visions of Mana. There's a new Visions game. Yeah, I mean, honestly, those are a lot of the big ones. There's still more that I haven't even touched on, that I'm forgetting right now. But there's a lot of cool shit coming out this year. I don't know if it's gonna end up being as stacked as 2023 was, but there is some shit, man. We've also got oh, what's it called? It's Senua. I think that if you guys played the first one, there's a new one of those coming out.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Homeworld 3 is supposed to come out too, if you guys are Homeworld fans.
Ooh,
They said Little Nightmares 3 is coming out. I'm going through a list right now to see if I forgot anything.
Homeworld's low key sick.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
I wish there was more
Um,
of a like multiplayer base around it.
yeah, I do too. I'm looking for like a good base multiplayer game, and I was hoping that that would be modded Starfield, but
Yeah,
well,
What was
that's not
that?
happening anymore.
I've been in a weird
Oh,
mood to
Stalker 2?
play RTSs again
Yeah.
for some reason, and I just like I wouldn't mind going back to StarCraft, but that's gonna be a huge fucking skill gap. Age of Empires is kind of like meh when it comes to multiplayer, so I'm just like, give me some good fucking RTS that I could just mash my keyboard and just fucking APM the fuck out of everything, you know?
Yep. Did you guys ever play Vampire the Masquerade? Any of those?
I did
Hmm.
not.
Bloodlines 2's coming out this year.
Okay.
That was a
Um
BR one, right?
Yeah.
no, the BR was like, I think they started working on the game, and to hold people over until the full game came out, they released the BR as like a, I don't
Oh,
know, just a thing to tide people over. Zenless
I
Zone Zero's coming out. That's another game by the people that made Honkai Star Rail and shit. That looks pretty good.
mm,
But there's some shit, man. There is
yeah.
some shit. It's gonna hopefully be a good year. There's a lot of stuff to look forward to.
Hell
And
yeah,
then
brother.
we're always gonna get a Call of Duty. X Defiant is gonna make its release this year. Maybe that'll be
Finally.
good.
Boo.
Yeah.
They've been playtesting for 17 years.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah. Oh man.
Movement still shit. Boo. Like, bro, fucking character models move at 30 frames per second.
Yeah,
Boo.
well, apparently they've fixed a lot of that, because the
I
reason
hope so.
they delayed it was to work on like net code and some animation stuff and movement stuff. So hopefully it's good. Otherwise, if it comes out and it's still in the state it was in beta and you can't tell a difference, people are gonna leave that shit in the dust, and
So
Mr.
fast.
Rubin is gonna be out of a job, I think, and that's gonna be very disappointing, because I think he's got a he's got a future ahead of him,
Hey
even
man,
if this
I'm
is kind of in a
just
shit
I'm
show.
just saying, if y'all want to go play a Rust wipe right now, I am super down.
Yikes. I thought we were going to play RP, boys.
Yeah, no, I'm
Oh
still
yeah, what
so
happened
down.
to that?
I'm literally I'm always thinking about it, man, all the time. I don't know how to do it, so I'm here, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna need someone else to pull the trigger and
I
figure
got
out
you.
what to do.
Oh, I know. I totally know what to do. Yeah, it just matters was being on at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in.
I,
I am in. We just set a time aside. I know we were talking about doing side quests for it. I mean, I'm in, bro. I could come up with a
okay.
character on the spot. I mean, I'm in.
Yeah, coming up with the characters is probably going to be like the longest part.
Yeah.
just because you gotta fucking put their clothes on and shit before you go into the city. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's 100% doable.
I'm
Let's
so
talk
in.
about it this week for sure. I need to re-download all the 5M shit
yeah. You
again.
got to point me to where that is so I can get it.
Like I said before, Wednesday is my last day of my job, and I have Thursday, Friday off. So if we're doing like a side quest Wednesday, once I'm off, I'm completely open.
Well, it would
Shit.
be next Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we want to do it this week, I mean, I have
At
Fridays
least get the
off for a
character
little
ready.
bit. I can make almost any night work except for Saturday nights. But I have Fridays
That's
off,
freaky
so
time.
Thursday nights work pretty great. I can also do Wednesdays because Thursdays are my Fridays, so I'm okay being a little tired on those days. So
Okay.
I'm down for
I'm in.
Thursday.
All right, Zeddy.
Shit.
Down to meet up Thursday.
I say we RP as a trio of brothers from a foreign country that have come to America to make our dreams come true.
Which country? Because I'm down.
I don't know. Some place where we could have funny accents.
Greece. No.
Wakanda.
No,
Wakanda forever.
you guys saw my message, right?
What year? What?
The idea for the gang, dude.
No, I ignore your No, I'm kidding. I didn't see it. I'm not sure
Fuck
where
out
it
of
is.
here.
Where is it?
No, I was like, all right, we start a gang, obviously, the three of us, but we make the initiation some stupid ass fucking just long awaited bullshit that nobody's gonna want to do, like
we
lick your buddy's booty hole or something. I don't know.
Damn, that ain't long. I mean, you can do that in 30 seconds
lick
flat.
your ass.
Oh no, that's only part one. That's
Hey, yeah. Well, you know what? I'll wait. I'll wait until we discuss. I have some ideas that I've always wanted to do, but never really got the chance to do it to really do them through. But yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah.
For
You
sure.
know,
this week.
an actor of my caliber could really pull off anything. So
I agree. That's why I'm excited about what we could pull off.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, might as well get everybody in on it. I know Nico wants to do it. Nico knows a couple other people who are still wanting to do it. So I mean, we can make a whole fucking party / gang out of this thing for sure.
Okay.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'll message.
I think
you guys
we should make a gang called the West Side.
Hey man, gang activity gets interesting in RP, man. I mean, yeah, unless we'll have to talk about it more, but there's actually a lot more that goes into gang activity than you think.
But I'm in.
Only downside is you can't randomly go shooting people.
Yeah,
Damn.
you can't. You can't. Because it sucks when it happens to you for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
I'm down. Thursday if you guys are free. If not, I'll just send you guys a message and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
But yeah. Anything else? Episode 16.
No,
I'm hungry.
I think I
Who
think
wants to
we got a good cap on the episode.
Yeah, dude.
Good stuff.
Fucking great episode. Thank you guys for coming out, showing your unwavering support, just being here, being in chat. Can't appreciate it
Hell yeah.
enough. Thank you so much. Gonna get this on YouTube ASAP. Start doing side quests more often, starting
Next week.
the following Wednesday. So not the Wednesday coming up, but the following Wednesday we'll start the new side quests, and I'm gonna talk about some more goodies coming at you guys. So hopefully this year's gonna be a big year, be a lot more interactive, and we can't do it without you guys. So
Yep.
thank you so
Fuck
much.
yeah.
Don't fucking go anywhere.
Dead ass.
Episode 16.
Watching.
I love y'all. Thank you so much. Peace out.
Bye.